Alright, Bonehawks, this video is all about Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung got a new move today where he can steal his opponent's Kameo move. Now, it's always the same move every single time, but when I was going through them, I realized some of them are a little bit more deceiving than others. So we're going to go through all of them today. Some of them are pretty cut and dry. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on, but we're just going to, acknowledge them. But some of them might need some explaining. Like, for example, why would I ever want to just turn into Shujinko and sit here in the middle of the match? So that was the most confusing one to me. So we're going to start with that one. Let's get into it.
Accept your death.
So every Kameo has a Kameo move, has a regular and an enhanced version. And the enhanced version is usually a better version in some way, which is really no different here. So again, on paper, this seems really useless, and in this particular situation, yes, you're right, it is. So you need to have a little bit of knowledge of Shujinko on this one. Shujinko takes 3.5 seconds to charge his Kameo. So if you have a Kameo like Sonya, for example, say you use both of her moves, look at their Kameo meter, it's recharging back. If I actually let it recharge the whole way, we would be here forever. So if we do the exact same thing, and then we do our little Shujinko steal, all of a sudden, Sonya now has the exact same recovery as Shujinko does, which is actually pretty good. Shang is usually sitting there for 3.5 seconds, though, so you do have to figure out some sort of a way to maybe make this, set it up somehow if you want to use it, and you're probably not going to get, a whole thing out of it. You'll just kind of charge it a little bit at a time. But it could be especially good for things if you're using the Goro Kameo to kind of call that back. And if your Kameo has something that's actually faster than Shujinko's recharge, like Sonya's here. Look how quick this one's coming back. It seems to almost double it. Watch how fast it comes back now that we do it with our Shujinko challenge. That's instant. That's crazy. So yeah, so that's very good. At your discretion, though, it has its definite use, especially if you want to use Shang with slower Kameos, like I said, like Goro or something like that, which was the meta for a little bit. Wraith was doing that. So yeah, super good move. The second move that he steals, the enhanced one, is basically you're playing MKX. You now have a run button. Run as crazy as you want, as fast as you want. You can also use this to create combos. I'm going to attempt to do one here, and if you don't see any jump cuts, set it first time, no problem. I dropped it at the end there, but you get the idea. So you kind of use that move to run, cancel back into the move. There we go. 405. Whether you think that's worth it, because keep in mind that does take a bar of your super meter. That's up to you. If you use it to kill, that's fine. You can also use it in pressure. It's pretty quick. You never know what's going to happen. So yeah, that's kind of Shujinko and a couple of uses on that one. Let's move on to the next one. So this next one is super fun. It's Ferra. So she has a regular version, and then she has an enhanced version. So the enhanced version, on top of being a great move in and of itself, it has armor. So you're giving Shang an essentially, I don't want to say safe, because you can bait it. Like if Quan Chi kind of does this, the duck blocks, we commit to the, just kind of misses, and you're whiffing it right in their face at -26. But yeah, it's still really good. Getting an armored move is super duper sick. Even if you armor through just a normal or something and go for it. This can give us tick throws as well, only off certain strings, so make sure you know them. I believe this one is one. This one is one. I think this one? So some will miss, so make sure you're aware of that. And I don't believe the enhanced one actually covers you there. So just be careful of that. Let's test this really. Go stance hold. We'll go to duck. Yeah, so that'll still miss. So yeah, Ferra kind of gives you a command grab. Just be responsible with it like most command grabs are. That was just another one that's confusing to me because the regular and the enhance look very similar, and sometimes they miss and sometimes they don't. So there you go. Moving on. Moving on now to Mavado. Mavado is one who's can be kind of confusing because, again, it looks the same. His enhanced one and his regular one. So essentially his enhanced one we're actually going to use, or regular one, sorry, we're going to use old Shang for this one. So we have a 23 frame startup on our overhead. So if we're annoying, we're smacking people with our overhead. And they're young Shang, so we're going to be looking for that, right? Because in old Shang, this is a low. So we can just walk up. Gives us a 21 frame low attack. So there's a 2 frame fuzzy there between this one and this one. So that's all it is. It's pretty basic. It just gives us a low attack. The enhanced version gives us the same kind of properties that the Kameo has, whereas he can hit you like OTG on the ground and nullify your wake up. So we get a knockdown here. That will combo, but if you try and do it on the OTG, it'll miss. And then if we try and do the enhanced one, it hits him, it has the same qualities that the Kameo one has. So that's pretty cool. And remember, this is on top of Shang's moveset, on top of his Kameo that he's using. So just so many fun tools and things. And I just think this really completes the character. Like, this was such a smart move. One of the best things I've seen NRS do, hands down, for sure, bar none. I love this. So that's Mavado again, pretty cut and dry, but wanted to explain that to you for those that didn't know. So Sareena is the next one here, and we steal the her reversal there, which is 11 frames. This is unsafe on block, minus 16, so make sure that you use this responsibly. And then her enhanced one is 7 frames, and minus 17. So let's say that Quan Chi has the wherewithal, the absolute balls to do a down 1. We can reversal punish him right outside here, you know? Oh. Even into things like that. In the corner this works. I haven't really gotten it to work like full screen yet, but there you go. So you get a full combo like that in the corner with your Kameo. So it's like having a Kameo combo off of a Kameo move, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, regular one is 11 frames. The only thing that changes is the startup to 7 on the regular one. So yeah, this was another one that I was like, what's the difference? But you gotta look at the frame data, that's important. So moving on. So Janet actually seems a little bit backwards because her regular one, the regular steel, the meterless one is a +5 restand, and the enhanced one actually knocks down. But the enhanced one gives you insane hit advantage, like 82 hit advantage, which basically means like do whatever you want for like a second and a bit, almost a second and a half. So yeah, even though you do get the restand, I keep wanting to press the Kameo button. You do only get a +5 restand, but I mean a +5 restand is still good. So just be careful. You might have your turn stolen on you depending on what you do. Do something like this afterwards might not be too bad. Let's see if I can give you an example of this here, how this would work. Oh, it's only +4 in that instance. So yeah, so things like that, and then you would use something like enhance one, and maybe go for a safe jump over top, try and catch a wake up or something like that, depending on who you're fighting. So yeah, it took me a little while to kind of figure out like why I would use the enhanced one, but yeah, that right there is a pretty safe looking jump, and because Shang is pretty easy to hit confirm into that string because it's very long, I didn't input the fireball into the last hit there. Pretty good steal. I'm going to go through, from now on we're kind of getting a little bit more basic, so we're just going to kind of go through and just so I can cover all of them, you know, so that you have as much knowledge as you want, just in case maybe somebody didn't catch something. Okay, there is one more kind of tricky one, and that's Jax. So we steal the ground pound, boom, and then enhanced. What's the difference? What's the damage look like? 50 damage, 50 damage. The enhanced one actually tracks. So it'll hit them anywhere they're on the screen. Whereas the regular one, we just kind of create a little thing around myself. That's still pretty huge, not gonna lie. So for full screen, it won't work. But for zoning, big zoning. Boom, there you go. 50 damage, unblockable pretty much anywhere on the screen. Literally anywhere on the screen. The regular one, not so much. But I found that you could probably use this one more in your staggers. I mean, they'd have to react to that and know what to do. So yeah, that's a little tricky one if you didn't really understand the difference in the animations and didn't try it from different spots on the screen. So I'd say definitely worth the bar on that one. So this one I'm a bit unclear of like how good it is, if I'm being honest. But the Kano steel, there's two of them. The first one's a high, the second one's a mid. And it's a stagger effect on your opponent. +8. +4, so double the hit advantage on the enhanced one. But it's also a restand, so if you do it in a combo, restand your opponent at +9. This is probably to be used a little bit more in the corner, if I'm being honest. Whoops, messed it up. Hold on, let me try again here. Yeah, so there you go. For a bar meter, for that restand, I don't know how good that is, to be honest. And like, if you wanted to try and use it in zoning, it's hella negative. -26. Enhanced one's -21. So unless you want to catch some movement or something, or catch somebody jumping, this isn't really something you would do in expecting your opponent to block, or like just trying to guess on your opponent blocking. You would definitely want to hit confirm into it, something, or maybe catch them jumping. Could make for good anti-air as well. But yeah, restands are always good in fighting games. Restands are always good. It takes away all your wake-up options, and then you're just good to kind of play around on whatever there. Well, that combo's in the corner where it usually wouldn't. So there you go. Off of his new corner launcher. That's Shang Tsung's new low, by the way. And it is special cancelable. Now there is a gap in there as well, so just be careful of that. You could reduce that gap by doing that string instead. There's no mix-up there, but there's no gap, so they can't armor there. So that's Kano. Again, pretty cut and dry. So Khameleon, no, we don't steal the ball roll. We steal this move here, which halves the damage of the first hit of a combo or chip. So it's just one hit, though. After that, you're taking full damage from the rest of it, whether you got hit or whether it's chip damage. So the regular one just kind of lasts on us for a little bit here as we're walking around. Then that's not so bad. Then the enhanced one lasts freaking forever. But again, it's only one hit. Even if they do like a string or something, like let's do boom, 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 boom. So whether it's the regular one, it's just the first hit, or the enhanced one, it's just the first hit. So it just kind of extends the time that you have it. It would have been nicer if it extended the amount of hits that you took instead, kept the duration the same, and like gave you like 4 hits or something instead of 1. But it just lasts like extra longer. I don't really see somebody going that long without getting hit by something. I haven't actually tested this, so you're going to see this live, but let's see if even one little skull is enough to take it away. And regular, how much does that do? 1750. Yeah, it's not bad, but again, it's only the first hit, so I'm kind of lukewarm on that steal, to be honest. So Kung Lao, Kung Lao, pretty straightforward. Regular one is just a knockdown with 33 hit advantage. It's actually pretty good. And then the enhanced one, we pop up for a combo. Whatever combo you want to do. Both are death on block though, so don't just be throwing this out. -22, -22. You definitely want to be hit confirming. Most of these I found are unsafe on block, but there are a few, like this next one I'm going to show you, that are purposely meant to be safe on block. So our good friend Goro here, if this hits a restand at +1, or not a restand, sorry, we leave him standing at +1, we do 87 damage. But here's the thing, if we spend a bar meter, we leave him standing at +1 with 87 damage. So what's the difference? Let's look at this move on block. Boom, boom. We only get 3 hits, it's -5. The enhanced one, 3 hits, it's -5. So why would I use this? Well, let me show you, my good friend. You may have already guessed, but the enhanced one is an armored move. So with Goro, we get a safe armored attack. Wow. Wow, isn't that crazy? A block over -5, safe armor for 1 bar. Pretty good, you can just throw it out there. Now we have 1 bar safe launcher. That's actually super sick. And then if you want to, otherwise, you might be able to use this as a combo ender, maybe. Oh, bad. My Shang skills are a little rusty. Oh, it does restand them. Okay, look at that. That's actually pretty good. 358 for a restand. I actually didn't know that. We're learning as we go along here. So, Goro is actually a pretty good steal for Shang. Motaro is a little bit of a more situational kind of thing. Like, this might be one where, like, you find yourself in the corner. Someone's pressuring you. You can't get out. So, we're going to go do on the other side. Regular one can be a little unsafe. You want to be making sure that you're using the cancel advantage of your strings to go into this, because if you just do it kind of raw, you can be like way more unsafe than you maybe want to be, like right there we're -5. But just to be safe, you can use the enhanced one to make you not exactly safe, but safer than you would have been otherwise. Still 54 frames of recovery, so that's plus 15 right there, so definitely worth the bar. But yeah, definitely make sure that you're kind of hit confirming it off of something or getting some sort of cancel advantage, because it can work the other way around too. If it's blocked, might not be -38. Oh, don't like that. So just make sure you're using cancel advantage and frame advantage properly, but not his strongest steal, but it is good utility in certain situations. Scorpion is pretty good, but also works with Shang's new buffs. So we have that low. We now get a low overhead from Scorpion. There is a 7-frame gap between them, though, with the Scorpion being 26 frames and the low being 19. Regular one splats. Next one stuns for a combo. You get the idea. Not much more to go past then. I believe they're both pretty unsafe on block. -14. And -14. I'm finding that most of the steals are about the same on block. There don't seem to be, like, one doesn't seem to be better than the other, for the most part. Sektor is the next one, and similar to the Kameo, of course, insane movement check. Like, just a really quick attack. You can react to things, you see a projectile, come off a teleport, enhance one, turns it into a launcher. Do whatever your little heart desires after that. But yeah, not much more to go over. This one's, again, pretty cut and dry. On a combo, there you go. Again, like most things, fairly unsafe on block. -14. -14. So try and use it more reaction and less reads, if you can. Sonya, they went over on the combat cast, except Kameo Sonya is safe on this, and we're -20. I think she's actually plus now. So again, don't just throw this out too much. Again, also works with our new buffs with this low. And then you can see that Shang's actually like starting to do like the cartwheel before he actually transforms, what makes this like super duper sneaky. And of course, enhanced one is pop up as well. So that kind of allows us to get our damage a little bit different ways. We also have this one too. Second hit's a low. And then, of course, enhance it with the combo. Gives them some actually pretty good mix. I believe second hit of that is 19 frames, and this is an 18 frame startup, so that's actually a really good mix. There's only 1 frame in between there that you have to kind of block. So an 18 frame overhead is actually insane. That's kind of the react point for like lows and overheads, is about 18 frames. So that's actually quite good. It's just death on block, so don't just throw it out there. Strikers, like Sonya's, is an overhead, and the enhanced one pops up. I've yet to do a straight comparison on the scaling, but this seems like this Kameo is just worse than Sonya in every possible way. Like, it's slower at 22 frames as opposed to her 18. Enhanced pops up, doesn't seem to get any sort of crazier things than that. And it is slightly safer, I will say. It's -11 on block, so I guess that's where he has kind of Sonya beat. A little bit safer, but you're still unsafe. And right in their face, too. Might have some range to it. Let's see. That's actually not bad. That's actually pretty good, to be honest. Having all that range on an overhead, especially since Shang has that low that goes so far. If I say as I completely whiff it. So now we got a little bit of mix. 3-frame mix in that little area there. Playing footsies with Shang. Actually, okay. Maybe I underestimated that. Just a little bit, but still. Overhead. Sub-Zero is a unique one here. So we have the regular one, which is just a knockdown at -11. On block, I think. I think they're both the same, -11. Then we have the enhanced one, which gives you a little bit of a knockback, which is why I have Mavado here. So we actually can use Mavado to pop up for a combo off of that little shoulder charge. So it's kind of Kameo dependent on what you can actually do in this particular steal. So if you're playing someone that's using the Sub-Zero Kameo, you might consider switching your Kameo to Mavado so you can get some combos off of this move. Because that's not the only thing this Kameo move does. It also gives you armor. So if you're anybody that's using the Sub-Zero Kameo, if you have the right Kameo with you, you can get an armored launcher from the Sub-Zero steal. I'm doing it wrong. That is very, very good. Very, very good. So yeah, it took me, again, the same idea. I was like, why would I ever use this? Good range, too. Same in that same range that Shang can play in with his 4-3. So yeah, that one, gotta be one of his best steals. Tremors is one of the few that actually has a different value for block. So the regular one, just as a knockdown, -11 with a little bit of pushback. So they'd have to do a little bit of a dash in to punish you, but you probably still could get punished. And the enhanced one leaves you kind of right in their face at -14. With Shang, though, again, easily enough to just hit confirm. And do that for a bar. Damage is about on par to our B&B, so you're using a bar for that. That is one thing that I'm not too sure I understand. Like, I get that you can get different things off of different hits, but I can do 388 for no bar. So I'm assuming they're just kind of trying to get this for you to hit some damage in like different scenarios that you might not actually get that same similar damage in. So 350 and I dropped the ender there. So I'm assuming that's kind of what they're going for. I'll be messing around with this variation quite a bit just to kind of see what I can get going, because it really, really intrigues me. Like, you get some Shujinko shenanigans on top of all this. That's next level. But yeah, Tremor basically, regular one knocks down, enhanced one launches. Standard, pretty standard stuff. Cyrax is cool. So Cyrax, we steal the net, just the regular net. It's actually a shorter version of it. But it can hit on the ground or in the air. As you can see, continue a combo, do whatever. But the enhanced one actually also steals the ability to drain their meter, as well as gives you the longer version of it. And I believe it is faster, so you can combo into it from most things. So there we started a combo there into the net. Took away their whole bar of meter. Looks like comparable damage to our B&B. Actually gave us more damage than our B&B, stole their meter, and we used a bar of meter. So, I mean, we're still ahead. At the end of the day, you know, it was... we got that damage. So you could just throw this out anywhere if you wanted to, I suppose. But I think that's why you would want to use just the regular one. And if you catch them, then just go in for a combo. And then hit confirm into the one with the bar. And then hit confirm into the one with the bar. There we go. Drop the ender, but... you get the idea. Pretty cool idea, actually, stealing the meter drain one. I was hoping that's kind of what they were going for. This one's kind of underwhelming to me. Darius, we get the little spin kick. Enhanced one, both ones -13, standard stuff. Regular one hits away. Enhanced one, you get the little crumple. I just find it too slow to work with a lot of Shang Tsung's stuff. So, like, I don't think that'll combo. No, that didn't combo. Maybe this will combo. There we go. So yeah, 4 bar, I don't really know how I feel about it. I'll have to be playing around with it a little bit more just to kind of see for sure, but it's an option, I guess. It's got that range, it's kind of rangy. You can play with it with low, but it's unsafe on block, so that's all I really have to say about Darius. So Frost is we steal the Ice Crash, and the enhanced one pops up for a combo. I believe that should combo into most things that we do, because it's quite fast. So this is definitely meant to be used as a combo extender for sure. Both are negative 17 on block, so do not do them on block. This one might just be an ender if you want a knockdown or something like that. There you go. Yeah, you might have been able to get a little Mavado after that. Oh, I dropped it. Sorry, I'm just freestyling here. I have ideas. I want to run with them. I don't know. I'll do that on my own time. Won't waste your time. That's basically it. Regular one smashes. Enhanced one pops up for a combo. Don't do them on block. That's it. And that's it. The rundown on all of Shang's Kameo steals, what exactly they do, what's going on with them, and why you would use them. This will probably be updated down the line as things change and Shang's things get changed, because I think a couple things might need to be tweaked here and there, but we'll see. I'll try and be a champion for that on this channel, so if it's something that you're interested in, consider joining along for the ride. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.